decisions and steps with the decisions that he started to put in place, and choices. Choice is a big word. Oway is a choice, and he, as a beauty manufacturer, has chosen to make some specific decisions, choosing to house our products in glass and aluminum.
I'm your hostess, Jacqueline Rodriguez, and today I have a very special guest. I have Marlo with Oway, and I am really excited to dive into this whole conversation and for you to learn more about Oway and their brand. So without further ado, welcome.
Thank you, Jacqueline. Happy to be here. My name is Marlo Boyle. I am Director of Education for Oway USA. I am excited about the conversation. I have lots of notes sitting in front of me and happy to share. I'm quite impressed also, I just have to say, with your efforts in really trying to bring forth awareness around creating more, I'll call them planet-friendly, sustainable businesses to help us really support planet, but also really supporting health of the people working in these businesses. So thank you for your work.
Thank you. I totally appreciate that. It's been such a passion of mine, and I truly believe in the power of salon owners, especially because we're making a lot of the decisions, but in the beauty industry, and being able to really start to take wellness more as a forefront in our industry and protecting ourselves, our clients, and our planet. So it's been a lot of fun for me because I get to have great conversations like this and work with amazing students and salon owners who are ready for that change in the industry.
Right on.
And Oway has been a pivotal brand for that change to start to happen. So for those people who are listening who may not know what Oway is, tell us a little bit about the origin story and what Oway is and how it got started.
Happy to. We are a third generation family-owned business out of Bologna, Italy. The current family member who's leading our company, Luca Lagana, it was his great uncle who started the company back in 1948 as a creator, maker of essential oil perfumes, fragrances in the Bologna area, and also then up in France. And as he brought the company back to Bologna to stay local and started to grow and expand. Luca's father then also became part of that experience. And as they, again, continued to create more products, one of them happened to be a hairspray, bringing him into the salon space, where Luca's mother, who's a hairdresser, came into the picture. And obviously that's how Luca came to be. And as Luca stepped into and took over the business in the early 1990s, he really set out with, and the statement that I'll make next was really what was so impressive to me in my early conversations about coming on with the company and joining them, was that his focus has always been how, as a manufacturer, can we reduce our footprint on this planet? For myself, having worked in this industry, our beauty industry, for 35 years plus, and being a passionate protector of this planet, both in the work I do and outside my day-to-day work, it was such a strong statement for him to make, but also that statement and that intention is what he has guided this company by ever since then. And I wanted to, he actually wrote, last year, he put it out for our network, it's a small book. I was trying to think, do I call it a little autobiography, or what is it? It's called Principio Attivo. And he tells the story of the company and really the principles by which he has really made every decision by, really shaped who we are as a company. And I wanted to make sure I really captured a couple of those. I know them because I speak them all the time, but I wanted to go back to the book and really make sure that I captured, in essence, his full language. And he writes in the book, and I remember saying also this to him, he took some very courageous decisions and steps with the decisions that he started to put in place, and choices. Choice is a big word. Oway is a choice, and he, as a beauty manufacturer, has chosen to make some specific decisions, choosing to house our products in glass and aluminum, which are infinitely recyclable, choosing to have incredibly concentrated formulas so that we can reduce waste, having more conscientious consumption by the end user, eliminating superfluous packaging, so only having what we absolutely need for any additional packaging on the product, to upcycling waste from the agri-food industry. All of these are big firsts as a beauty manufacturer, and it is what drives our company. It is how we operate on a day-to-day basis, and we help our salons not, of course, understand that, and that's why they come on board, but also to help them take it into their day-to-day operations, and to help their guests as well as themselves take it into their lifestyle at home.
As a Oway salon, I have really felt all of that throughout the years. I think it's been 10 years that I've been with Oway.
Time flies.
It does. It really does. And the intentionality behind everything is really what like stood out to me. Very intentional, very high end, feels very luxurious, where a lot of my students and salon owners that I talk to, they want something luxurious to bring to their guests. And in that same breath, making sure that obviously they care about the sustainability. They care about what is in the packaging, what is the packaging, and everything else in between, which is such a beautiful thing to be able to offer that. And our clients absolutely love it. There's so much there that goes beyond just a hair care product.
Correct. As I said, it's for me, being a part of this brand and helping to grow the brand, helping to create awareness, knowing my own passion about protecting this planet and protecting my own health, it is not only, as I said earlier, the steps are courageous to make, but they're also expensive to make. And as a brand manufacturer, to see the integrity and authenticity of those decisions constantly being adhered to. There is no derailment from it. These are what our core principles are. And I feel that in our industry, watching how we've transitioned over the last 3 decades and watching how our planet has transformed in many ways for good, but so many ways for not so good. And I feel that we as individuals, as consumers, as the salon service providers, it's become very apparent the side effects of what has transpired over the last 5-6 decades in terms of progression as a society, from packaging to technology to ingredient sourcing to everything. And I have felt it was very apparent to me when I stepped into the brand how much our industry really was needing and really looking for this next level of elevation to not just the experience that they have when they go in each salon, but to know that the product is so elevated for where we are in this point of time as a society, knowing that Oway has fully embraced where we need to be right now and how important it is, from the waste reduction to reducing our footprint to using packaging that's infinitely recyclable. The ingredients are, from my perspective, and I am quite the ingredient nitty-gritty junkie, and you can ask anyone who knows me well enough from my present or past, the performance and the efficacy of these formulas is unlike anything I've truly ever seen. And I'm not saying that just because I use it up, down, all around, but I mean, I have people who are global editorial hairstylists who have been doing high-end hair for 35 years and won't use anything else now because of it creates such an amazing result. It also creates an amazing experience because of that elevation and that luxury, and the person receiving it is like, wow, this is amazing. I can breathe while you're doing my hair. How amazing. And to be in the salon, you as service providers, what you go through on a day-to-day basis and what you've been through with the different types of treatments and chemicals, it's, I'm like, we gotta take care of our people.
100%. And that's one of the things is like, we have clients that walk in and they don't even realize they walk in and they're like, I don't feel like I just walked into a salon, because we associate a smell, a feeling, how you just, the energy of walking into a salon with something, right? And a lot of people don't associate that cleaner smell to be able to breathe, to be able to take deep breaths. Yeah. I mean, hairspray, like one of the, oh my gosh, why am I forgetting the name of the hairspray?
There's sculpting mist and molding mist.
Yes.
I'll help you out. It's okay.
Thank you. I just lost it. But I did bridal hair for at least 7 years where we were in deep to the bridal hair. I only used Oway because I could not do the aerosol sprays. Like I could not breathe them in because I'm extremely sensitive.
Sure.
So these steps I took were mainly because I wanted to get started in this 15, 16 years ago.
Right.
But I had to make sure, because one of the biggest misconceptions we hear with clean and sustainable beauty is, does it actually work?
Right.
And I mean, I've used it for so long, it absolutely works. But the hairspray was one of the biggest things where I'm doing bridal work. It has to last.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely.
And it's not an aerosol. And it lasts so beautiful that the clients started to take notice of how long that lasted and how it didn't smell so heavy and perfumey. And it actually works. Like I get tons of salon owners or bridal specialists saying, I don't know, because we're used to the aerosols.
Of course.
We don't have to. So it works so beautifully. And that was my number one thing. It had to actually perform.
The other, when I look across the board at all of our products, I mean, even into our skincare, and I've sent all kinds of pieces, both hair and skin, to a variety of friends who have been with me through the industry, and very specific hair types as well, because mine is an anomaly. I think I'm one of 10 people in this industry who have short hair, so my hair doesn't matter. Just kidding. But,
people have short hair.
I have a hard time finding them these days, but I'm happy to still be a representative for 35 years of short hair. But, friends who have really curly hair or that's gone gray, or even men, of just their own specific needs, and then friends with different skin conditions. So I send it out, and they know what I have done for a living. So I'm like, just try it, see what you think. Let me know, give me your feedback. Marlo, unreal. You are now at like next level elevation of products. How did you find this company? What are they about? Oh my gosh, this is so aligned with you and what the path that you've been on with the environment. And it's great. And I keep bringing up skin. I'm a wellness consultant outside of all that I do. I have too many things that I do.
I love that.
Skin has always been, a person's well-being, head to toe, has always been what I have taught and spoken to all of my salons. And so skincare, this organ, it's the largest one we have. It's the only one that's exposed, and everybody seems to forget that as we beat the heck out of it, right?
Yes, we do.
Right, I know. I definitely do that. And the skincare is hands down the most elegant, truly formulas I've had on my face in 53 years of my life. And how it just takes so little. And that was really a big aha for a lot of the hairdressers that I, crossed paths with as I started with the company, is this, Marlo, I need so little to do the job. And I said, yeah. I mean, it just goes back to one of the core principles, highly concentrated formulas. So you have more conscientious consumption. You reduce less waste. We reduce our footprint. It's this whole virtuous cycle that we help to create because we're so adamant about it.
Yeah. The biggest thing, I mean, the skincare line is absolutely beautiful. I have used it myself for quite a few years, and then we brought in an esthetician to the salon this year, so that part of the spa is newer. But every single product is beautifully made, and our clients really love it. And we actually see the results. Like because I get really, really dry skin on my face. I have like the T-zone, but then everything is just not only on my face, my hands, my poor hands.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, well, right. You guys are always dipping in.
Right. And the amount that you need to make a difference. And listen, anyone listening to this is not just like, we're not just toting it because it's amazing. Honestly,
I know.
The thought behind reducing the amount we have to use, because this is one of the things I talk about a lot with my salon owners, is we're taught to have so much. It's this overconsumption. I need more products. You need 6, 7, 20 different products. Like I literally saw a face routine that was 20 products. Oh
yeah. I've seen those. Well, I'm like, yeah, really? Okay. I got to slim down. I got enough going on in my life. Let's slim.
Number one, I don't know who has time for 20 products or who has the money to buy 20 products all the time.
Fair, all fair. Absolutely.
But the beautiful thing about being a clean and sustainable salon and a brand is really starting to hone in on like, what do we actually need? And reduce the amount of all the products, but also reduce the amount that you actually need to actually get the results, right? So instead of a glob full of conditioner, I am able to actually, I said actually a lot in this.
I'm with you. You'll find my word. Don't worry.
You use so much less.
Correct.
So a nickel size instead of a glob will give me the same results as if I had to use even more. And
correct.
The most sustainable way that we can actually start to work in the salons and at home is reduction.
Correct. Two things have been in my head when you brought the term up of misconception. So one, having around our brand, because it was one of the questions you had asked me, what's something that people are misconceived about? And that using less is just the way to go because you just don't need it. That using less really stems, not, as I said, from our concentrated formulas, but the concentrated formula actually comes from our way of choosing to farm, our biodynamic farm Ortificina, which is in Bologna, right? It's probably, I don't know, about 15 minutes away from our actual manufacturing site. It's just on the outskirts of town. And it was Luca's family farm that they chose to create a biodynamic farm because biodynamic farming is elevated from organic. Organic's a great first step to get some soil in place and to stop using pesticides, insecticides that are synthetic, and etc. Biodynamic farming is next level. It's a newer way of farming from Rudolf Steiner in the early 20th century. And it encompasses the whole ecosystem. So to make that soil and that plant, tree, flower, shrub, the healthiest it can be. So you've got pollinators, you've got animals, you've got all the microbes and all the fungi underneath, and you've got really high quality water. And biodynamic also farms with the cycles of the moon and the solstices. So just like the moon affects the water and the tides, right? The moon affects the concentration levels within plants as they go through their growing phase. And at those heightened peaks, at those specific phases, we harvest. So we have the most concentrated form of those essential oils that we're using, which allows us to use less, which allows us to reduce waste, again, reduce our footprint. So that whole, I have to use more to have efficacy, no, you use less, and here's where it all started from for us. The other piece, the other misconception people have, which may not have thought of, is because we house in glass and aluminum, the glass bottles, people think, oh yeah, I'm just going to drop it. Why would I put that in my shower? It's going to fall. I'm going to break. I'm, clumsy, whatever. I have a story. My boss, Sharon, she's like, well, you could share this if you'd like. She goes, she said she tends to drop things all the time. And she's dropped our bottles plenty of time. In fact, they've moved across the floor. She's accidentally kicked them across the floor. She even dropped them in front of a salon owner in a presentation. And the only thing that broke was the plastic cap at the time that we had, not the bottle. And the reason why is because the glass that we use for our bottles, we spent years researching, designing, testing, trying to create the strongest form of glass that can protect our most precious formulas. So people have this misconception around, it's going to fall, it's going to break. Look, I got 12 bottles sitting in my shower right now. 2 sit on a stone shelf and the other are on, like a slippery whatever inside your tub. I have yet to drop them. And believe me, I'm hard on things. So when I'm moving, if something falls out of my hand, I stand there for a second and I watch it bounce and I'm like, wow, that was pretty remarkable. I'm like, okay, great. So that's also a misconception. People sometimes are so afraid of the glass. And my first response to them is, how about you just take 5 seconds and slow down and then grab the bottle? There's a thought first, and then just know that our packaging has such a thoughtful, intentional design to withstand that.
And I attest to that as well, because I have showers, I have kids. I have dropped so many of them, and I've had one shatter, but I mean, it was the way that it hit, there was just no way, right?
Right.
But our clients did express that fear. Mm-hmm. And they also have had very good success with it not falling, not dropping. So really, it is about slowing down, and it's about intentionality, okay, so this is when I put it back. You're making sure that it goes back on the shelf properly, and we're not throwing it all around.
Yeah.
But the glass this is also what we're able to continue to use in different ways.
It's part of that virtuous circle and cycle that Luca wanted. Was we create it, you use it in the salon, but you get to reuse that bottle and the guest gets to reuse it, make a flower vase, or you're going to have a drinking vessel, or, water your plants with it, whatever
Candles.
you need. Candles, exactly.
All sorts of different ways to reuse this.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing that I, talk to my salon owners about is the refilling aspect.
Yes.
And
yes. If you want to do that, have a takeaway station to refill in those bottles, create that system for your guests in the salon, create an incentive. Absolutely. Why not?
Yeah. And that's a way for your salon to reduce its footprint and to, reuse things. And also it creates an experience for the client. They bring back their shampoo bottles, their conditioners, they're able to come back and get it refilled while they're getting their hair done.
Yeah.
We hear a lot of everybody's just buying products off of Amazon or wherever they go. That cuts that out because you have given your client now a service and an experience to be able to bring back their products. And they save a little because it's a refill instead of buying a brand new bottle. So it hits so many different parts of that sustainable journey.
And the newest piece to add to that is our metal pumps, dispensers. So we're the first beauty product manufacturer to create metal pumps and dispensers for our products. So they cost a little more, but you're going to have it for however long you need it. You're not throwing it out. So there's another way we are keeping something plastic out of the landfill as we continue to try in all areas to eliminate any plastic that we have. And for the consumer as well, it's just another way. I mean, how many pumps from any kind of bottle, not just hair products, do we just toss because you can't recycle that plastic?
Yeah, not unless you're taking it to the Pack Collective, which I do love the Pack Collective. They are able to upcycle a lot of the smaller things that we can't throw into our recycling.
Sure. Yeah, but not every community is fortunate to have that, right? So we have to be a part of the solution and help. Again, it keeps us in line with what our core directives are for us, and it helps the salon and the guests realize, hey, you are true to your word. You are completely authentic and transparent. And this is how I can make small changes in my life at home.
And that piece, the teaching of your clients and being able to have the stories and the transparency of a brand and allowing that to integrate into your salon. Because when I help salon owners go beyond just adding Oway or any other clean or sustainable brand to their shelves, I'm teaching them to integrate the product, the beliefs into that larger mission so that it does become a part of the culture of the salon.
Correct.
And the client experience and education.
Yeah.
Right? So in your experience, where do you see salons struggling to make that deeper integration happen? Because it's not always right away. It's
sometimes for the salon owner, they make a decision, I imagine, to bring on a brand like Oway because they've started to see things that they can't unsee or learn things that they can't unlearn, right? Not a day goes by where you have an article around the invasiveness of plastic, something else that's happening to the planet, you name it, right? Our health, how's everything? Yeah. So I don't always see or feel that it's this, like you said, it's not everybody just jumped on the bandwagon all at once. I do feel that when salon leaders take the time to explain the why, as well as even bringing the team into it to help them understand, here, this is what's important to me. Your health is important to me. Your guest's health is important to me. The planet's health is important to me. How important is that to you? Why did you choose to come, work with our salon, knowing that these are key things that we're about? And helping the team understand and being a part of that decision. Here's what we want to bring on. Here's the why. Here's what it's about. Here are the key things that they're doing here. And even, for me, just bringing in outside industry, like completely outside industry articles. Hey, this is what's going on. This is what's happening in this area of environmentalism. Here's how it affects you. Here's what Oway's doing. Here's what's happening in the world in this area. You can bring in real world situations or facts, because I hate to say it, in our industry, they don't like the word statistics. You can bring in facts to just simply say, this is a fact. This is a true study that's been done, or multiple studies that have been done, or this is what's really happening to waste. This is what's really happening to XYZ. Here's how this shift in our business can help change that. And here's the impact on your overall health by making this change. And here's the impact on your guests' overall health. Because as a salon leader, you are my best asset. You are my most valuable asset. And I have to make sure I'm helping to support you, set you up for success so that your guests can be set up for success as well. So I think just taking the time to educate them maybe in a little different way and to bring them into it, it always has to come back to what's in it for me, truly, as the employee. It doesn't matter where you work. We're all thinking that. What's in it for me? So here's what's in it for you. You can breathe. You can have high performance products. You can reduce waste on our planet. You can help your guests all do the same. You can have amazing hair and skin and smell great and feel great, knowing that you feel good yourself. So if you feel good, that wears off on your guests, and the performance that you give is going to do the same.
100%. That education, the why behind everything, is crucial to having success when you are transitioning, or whether you're starting off with a clean and sustainable brand. And a little pro tip there is make your life easier. Systems. Yeah. You bring in like that why and the education, and you create these systems around how to talk to the clients and how to talk to your team and bringing them on board. That is golden. And that actually brings me to my next question, is because the other thing that everybody asks about is, aligning with their salon mission, bringing on Oway. They worry about profitability. They worry about how are people going to buy this? It's because it's not a really inexpensive brand. Again, we're looking at what is all the details, but that's the number one question. So what would you say to any salon owner listening with the profitability of being a clean and sustainable salon?
One of my team members that I asked this question to said, when you're, because I have two kind of very different answers, not different, but just experiences. One of them said, you really have to take a look at your entire business and really scrutinize not just your expenses, but really looking at your service, ticket prices. What are you charging? Analyzing them and adjust accordingly. And knowing that you've set yourself apart as a higher and more luxurious salon, full service, elevated experience, your guest is looking for that as well, or they already know that because they're part of your business. The people who work for you, we assume that that's why they came on board with you, was because of all of that. So as you bring on Oway, really looking at where do I need to adjust and make that adjustment. When you also allow your team to feel a little part of that process with it, and after you've explained that why, maybe creating a 3, 6, 12-month plan. Maybe it's not, hey, I'm going to bring it all on and we're going to do a full change, although I have an experience of that to share. But maybe it's a slower process. Here's where we're going to start. Here's the first phase. Here's how we're going to try it on, or here's what pieces we're trying on, or what steps we're going to start with. And then here's what 6 months looks like, and 12. And maybe it's shifting also how your service providers are gaining benefits from retail, because we know retail is always what's going to build your bottom line faster, or just kind of really instantly, right? So if a hairdresser, service provider, spa, whatever, wants that instant raise, as I always used to say, retail is what is going to help. So how are you educating your guests? We need to reteach you the story or re-educate you on what this new story is going to be and how we've evolved as a salon and where are we going on this journey, and making sure that the conversation they're having with their guest is all consistent. And so everybody grows as a team together. I think that's one piece, one way to look at it. The other is an experience, a situation. We had a salon, a success story, who did just make a full transition of moving one brand out of their salon and chose to bring in Oway. And the reason for the decision was, or why it even got started, was that their staff had started coming to the owner saying, hey, I'm tired of inhaling toxins. I'm tired of feeling sick. I'm tired of breathing in things that aren't good for me, or doing services with products that are not healthy. And it literally was, a year-long process, that the salon owner started researching and looking and trying to understand, and allowing the team to test and try various lines. And then finally got to the point where she made the decision, okay, this is what we're going to do. We're choosing to go with Oway. And not just, oh, we're going to take this product out and put this product in. She chose to completely redesign the entire space in ways that were very aligned with Oway's way of operating, looking at the construction, looking at what is it being built with, what kind of fixtures are we bringing in, how are they constructed, reducing, chemical fumes, everything. And she really was incredibly intentional about it, as well as making sure that their clients were communicated to through the entire process. The person that I spoke to on my team, she's been in the business 27 years, and she's very good with her communication in general. So she really kept telling the story through the whole process to her customers, to her team. And it has been incredibly transformative and super successful for her. And we're in the midst of, the rollout has been over a period of like 6 months. So we're working through those next phases. And the team is incredibly excited. And, it was a big risk for her, per se, financially. Mm-hmm. However, her team, because she included them through the process, they were slow to get on board at first, like respectful. Hey, you're listening to us, but okay, we're not sure where we're going to land or what we're going to be using for products. And then it just kind of flipped, right? So I think there's no straight, easy answer to that question. And I gave you a lot of information.
All amazing information, because, I want to, like, reality, being in the salon all the time and owning my own salon for so many years. There's two sides of the coin. Like, you can jump all in, or you can start to take piece by piece and start to build that out slower. You have to look at your own risk management.
Yeah.
What are you able to do? What I noticed is, truthfully, when I broke down all the different products, and when I broke down all the amount, like how much each tube of color and everything was, it was not astronomically more expensive than other brands on that same level. Whether it was clean or not. Clean and sustainable had nothing to do with it. It was more of the
cost per application.
Exactly.
And cost per ounce, right?
Cost per ounce, cost per application, and depending on where it was on the level anyway, right?
Yeah.
We have anything from really low, very affordable, low-end products all the way up to really high-end. So it depended on where they were when they came in to make that change. But when you're going to change that over, you have to look profitability. If you're going from something really, really low end to something more luxurious, then obviously everything that you mentioned, like the experience, how your guest, how much you're charging, your bottom line, all of that's going to change. But the long story, or the short story rather, is you have to look at all the details and you have to start to break everything down. And that's where the education, bringing your team in. And what I teach my salon owners the most is why do they actually want to change over?
Exactly.
And what is their mission? Because it's different for everyone. You may be more interested in clean beauty, or you may be more interested in the sustainability aspect of it. You have to look at what's most important to you and build on that. So when you were saying that this salon owner brought in like all the decorations and looking far beyond just a product, that's where I see tons of success in salon owners who are thinking that way, whether they start with one little piece or they go all in.
Yeah, it's how important is it to you? Not just the why, but how important is it to you? And, if you put yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 to 5, whatever you want to do, you have to be at the top. You have to be over the top if that's what you're going to do. Your why has to be so strong that how important it is to you has to be really strong so that you don't waver from it, whatever you choose to do. And like you said, many salons will do kind of a tiered grouping of products that they offer from high, medium to low, 3 different brands, or making that number up, but so that the guest, when they come in, they see an elevated experience, but they might go, oh, okay, I don't know that I can afford that, but maybe I can afford this. So you're still not sacrificing your why, and you may change what the why looks like physically and what you offer as you go through it, but then at least you're giving your guest a range to be able to be a part of your why.
I love it. And it is an incredible mission and impact-driven way of running a salon. And we've seen, what is your experience? You told us one experience with a salon owner, but what else are you seeing in the industry as these trends are coming out? What can we look forward to?
And what I'll share next is not new per se, because I've seen it my whole space, people want to be involved. We're humans. We want to feel valued. We want to be a part of something always bigger. So for us, with Oway, what has been great, that what I focus on, education, is finding ways to engage our salons in education. So not just coming to a class or an event, but we launched our Oway and In-Salon Educator Program Collective. So it is what I call a group of raving Oway fans. And they are the Oway champion in their salon. They're the passionate one who is teaching about Oway in their salon. And what that does is, from my end, I keep myself engaged with these individuals, throughout the course of the year, new product tidbits, or, hey, I'm going to feature you in an upcoming forum session that I'm going to do. I need you to share feedback on XYZ, or I would like for you to be a guest speaker, or, hey, we're doing a class, whatever it is. But it allows them to feel engaged in the brand in a different way, because not everybody wants to go teach in field or go on the road, but it allows them to grow their own salon team collective in their salon space. That allows them to feel empowered, to share their expertise, to be heard. And that's what I find more so now than ever. People want to be heard. I can reference any number of things on social media and how that's happening, but we all know that, right? Mm-hmm. And I just think in our space for us, we are continuing to create awareness and continuing to grow because we're still a younger brand here in the States. And it's important for us to find ways to keep people engaged that's in an authentic way for us, and who really feel aligned with what our core principles and choices that we make. And so I'm seeing that people are more vocal about it. People I didn't expect, salons I would never have thought might come forward, or just seeing a whole new type of salon coming forward to be aligned in this way with us, because it's becoming crucially important, really just what's going on our planet. And I think the voices are getting stronger in that way.
I agree. I have seen a huge change in the people demanding that we start to change, right? And I mean clients. I've had clients asking salon owners, like, what about this product? Do you offer this? And I've seen so much more of that happening. And as that starts to grow, which we've seen that demand, now I'm seeing more and more salon owners speak up that wouldn't have thought about it before. And they're starting to come forward and ask, okay, well, how do I start to incorporate this and find a brand that is going to support them and that they can truly build something bigger? And I think that that's the most amazing, beautiful thing. And over the last 2.5 years, I've been really dedicated to that, bringing that awareness with the green beauty community. I'm a big integral part of that. And just with my own academy of teaching salon owners how to start to really integrate those products and make the most of it. I love that trend. And I hate to say trend because I don't feel like it's a trend, but
maybe it's just popular. A way of living, maybe it's just a way of people's decisions or perceptions are changing.
100%. And I feel like it'll become a way of just doing business. Right now, it's very hot topic. So it is very still kind of trendy in that sense. But I'm very hopeful for the time where it is just how we do business.
I also think it's important that we're in an age of misinformation, just just a little too much of it. Yeah. So I think it's really important that when people are, I think this probably tags back to any number of our questions earlier, I think it's important for salon owners to do their due diligence when looking at product lines, to not take things at face value and to really look deeper and to have deeper conversations with those brands before you make decisions, because you don't want to be greenwashed or hoodwinked. You want to really know, because this is an investment for a salon owner, and you want to make sure that what you're investing in is really, really authentically and honestly supporting what you align your life with, what you believe, what your principal missions are, whatever it is. So I think it's very important that people make sure you do your homework and just have conversations and get off the text of the conversation. Like, don't text it and get your answers there. Sit down and have a face-to-face conversation and have visuals, hear the story firsthand, hear the understanding, experience some of that brand's education. I feel like we take too much information that's not face-to-face. Yeah. And I think we just do that homework in a different way, or in many ways, I should say.
100%, because I created a masterclass called Beyond the Label, specifically because that's what we're doing, right? We're looking at labels and we're making these big decisions. But what is behind that label? What is the story? What is the real, like, hard facts of how is this brand sustainable? How is this brand clean? What is happening behind the scenes? And everyone listening, I mean, don't take my word for it or anyone else's word for it. Do your research. And because we're all uniquely different and things are, again, why is it so important to you? What is important to you? Is it sustainability? Is it whatever is important to you? Start to really peel back the layers of any brand and anything that you're doing in your salon, right? This goes far beyond just the brand.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big believer in, I'm not a clean and sustainable salon just because I brought in a clean and sustainable.
Correct.
Line.
You have to model the process from front to back in the best way that you can. And it's better to say to your guests and your team, this is a journey. Here's where I'm starting on this journey. And here's, I've identified that it's even more important to me. And here's where I'm starting. Here's the steps that I see myself taking on this little timeline. And if you just communicate that honestly, everybody in the path along the way is going to be like, hey, look at this. They have integrity, they're honest, they're authentic, they're being real. Like, here's what I can take on. Or, even if they hit a road bump and say, okay, I thought we were going to be at this point by now, but we're not, we're getting there. And here's how I'm going to work through that. Just tell people, people just want to know. It's when we hold back or when we hide things that people start to go, I don't know about my brand loyalty to you, or I feel like the rapport has just changed,
Yeah. And that's where that miscommunication and the distrust comes from. So if you're building a truly sustainable salon, and I don't mean just product wise, but like that's going to last for decades, you have to be real. Drop the facade of you being perfect, because we are over the days.
It's not a gimmick, right?
Yes, we're over the days of this perfect Instagram aesthetic business. People want real. They want to see what's actually happening. And when you put this beautiful plan into place and you're honest about where you're at, because you're not perfect. I've been doing this for a long time in my business.
Yeah, right.
I am not perfect.
We shouldn't be striving for perfection. Yeah. There is no perfection. Just shoot for excellence and be honest. Just share the journey, and people will be more they will more quickly be engaged with you, build a relationship with you, invest in your company and business because you just said, hey, here's the deal. Here's the real deal. You know, if you want to be on the journey with me, great. If you don't, that's okay too. But I'm just laying it all out there so you know, because it's, you know, if that's important to you. Sometimes honesty is not important to everybody.
That is true. And you find out who it is important to. And even if people leave or move on, you make space for the right person.
Correct.
Client, stylist, whatever. You make space for that right person to come into your energy, into your salon, into your life. And those are the relationships that continue to just give both ways forever and ever when you really stand strong in what's important. So,
I agree.
I love this conversation. I truly could just talk to you for hours because this is such a big passion of mine.
Good.
Tell me a little bit more about, like, if people are interested and they want to learn more, where do they go? Who do they talk to?
Yep. Well, owayusa.com. So www.owayusa.com. We'll see our website. There's a professional portal on there, and that will lead you to our site called joinoway.com, where you can submit like an inquiry form, and then we follow up with you to have a longer conversation or understand better what you're looking for, and then we can find out where you are, and if we have one of our business development managers who will then follow up with you to have more conversations. That's the best place to start and look and explore all that we have. We have a digital academy, which houses all of it's our education platform. So you can see what some of our education is around all of the products and treatments that we offer. And those are the two best places. The first one would be the website, and you can explore the whole line there. Just the consumer side, the professional side, you do have to put through an inquiry first to us, and then we follow up with a conversation, and that will get you further information into the professional side of products. But
Beautiful.
And of course, we're on all the social platforms, Oway USA official.
Beautiful. And I will have all of those linked in the show notes.
Cool.
As always, I try to make it easy so you don't have to go searching.
Yay.
We'll have all of that down there. And any last thoughts that you would like to give to our listeners?
One, I would just say give it a try, but really take some time. If you're a salon owner in this space and you're wanting to start this new journey that's maybe different from what you've been doing, or maybe it's a brand new journey for you and you've come to this point in your life, in your career, be it short, be it long, where I need to start looking at things differently in terms of my health, the services we provide our guests, the health of my team, the health of our guests that are coming in, longevity. And as you've said multiple times, why, what's important? Why do I want to stay in this business? What do I want to do with it? And who do I want to partner with? I think that's important. This salon owner who also educates for us, he, from his first get-go, his sole intention was to have the cleanest, healthiest environment, salon business that he could have, which he's done. He's chosen to be with Oway, but he goes beyond that. And why I brought him up is because he really partners with his community. And I link that to what I was saying about if a salon owner's on a journey and a path, deciding how do they want this to continue to look as they move forward or as they're beginning it. This salon owner is referencing his partnering with the community, so doing community events, going to speak at various universities. So now they have a prominent university who has a big healthcare system in it, they send him cancer patients regularly because they know his environment is incredibly clean and supportive of health. I mean, he aligns himself with this water purifying company that removes toxins and plastics from the water, and that's what they serve. So he's got various alignments, but it's because he's put himself and partnered in the community, which has helped him be successful in different ways that our brand, we can't do, but it is all in alignment with what his business mission is. And that's why I brought, how to bring it full circle brings it back to the why that you've talked about throughout this session today. Yeah. Sitting down, evaluating where you're at in your journey and deciding how do you want it to look forward and what are the ways that you can do and who you're going to do it with.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that story, because I think that's a big one that our listeners would want to hear, right? Because it ties back to the profitability as well. Mm-hmm. We have to think outside of the box. In a traditional salon, the only thing you think about is service behind the chair and retail. Mm-hmm. There's so much more behind that not only will bring in profits, but also will create impact and is educating and sharing a mission further and further. And that's truly where my Holistic Salon Academy even came from. Sure. It wasn't because I was like, oh yeah, let's, I'm building this thing out. It was like, oh, this is needed. Yeah. And the community needs it. So thinking outside of the box is really crucial. So thank you for bringing that full circle. And I love speaking with you. Thank you so much. I love Oway, the brand, and just everything that you stand for.
Thanks.
So I appreciate
all
you
those
being
sentiments
here.
On. Thank you. Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure and an honor, and look forward to doing it again sometime in the future.
For sure. We could have hours of podcasting.
Yeah. I know. Cool. Thank you so much, Jacqueline.
Thank you. And everyone listening, thank you for listening in, tuning in. I would love to hear, comment below wherever you're at listening to this, and tell us, what takeaways did you have from this? What is going to be the most impactful thing that just got, those brain
little aha.
Yes, the ahas, the brain ahas. Mm-hmm. Let us know. We'd love to hear, and thank you for listening. Thanks. Oh.